Guys, good morning. I hope you are enjoying the Peak Week series. We're all having a bunch of fun making the content for you guys. That's what we love to do. One day out, food is very low, water is very low. We have about 5 fluid ounces for every meal. I'm gonna show you guys what I eat, take you guys through the day. Today we get tanning done, that'll be fun. And me and Blank Ages are actually going to a very fun place, which I will let this kind sir, explain.
Take it away, bro.
All right, bro. So, we went to Philadelphia like last week. I found this Hindu temple called ISKCON, the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Basically a way to elevate your consciousness. Doesn't have to be religious, but brought Kyle there. We met a monk, became friends with him. This monk happens to know somebody in Houston, Texas that has a farm with cows and like a temple and stuff.
Tell them how far away it is. 22 minutes away.
Yeah, 22. That's a room number 2, so 22. That's
wait, no,
now
23.
Now it's 23.
That's our number.
Yeah, that's our number. 23 is our number. So either way it works out. I might have to drink from a cow's udder, drink that raw milk today. We'll have to see.
All right, guys, feeling the energy right now. Feeling super blessed, super grateful. Fuck, we just gotta just turn up the music up a little. Gotta jam out first. Don't know where we're going. Sorry for the energetic interruption, but in life, guys, you can do whatever it is that you set your mind to, right? Me and Blank Ages have been on this journey for about 4 years ago when we met one another at Stockton, and for a very long time it was just me and him. Nobody really saw the vision. A lot of people were confused, scared for us, but we just had this deep understanding and knowing that we have what it takes to create our dream life. And look where we are right now, guys. 4 years ago, it just all started with a vision. We would just talk and imagine these things and pray for these things together, and it's like, look where we're at. I'm competing at the Summer Shredding Classic in Texas, listening to my best friend's song, having the time of our lives. And it's all because we just believed in ourselves, guys. It's all because we just believed in ourselves. To anyone out there that is on their path and that is on their self-improvement journey, that is a dream chaser, you gotta just keep going. You gotta just keep going, man.
When we met at Stockton, like, we didn't know what the fuck we were gonna do with our lives. Like that kind of just unfolded. So like at first you might be lost. No one knows, not everybody knows what their path is gonna look like. You just have to take that leap of faith and go first.
And we had no clue what we were gonna have to go through to get to this place too, bro. It's not easy, but it shouldn't be easy. Whoa, it's like a roller coaster. It shouldn't be easy. Blank Ages went through a bunch of the Dark Night of the Souls. I went through a bunch of the Dark Night of the Souls. A lot of friends came and gone, but an elevator, the weight capacity is a weight capacity for a reason. There's only so many people that can ride the wave, and if people are leaving your life, it's probably for the better, so just understand that.
You gotta keep going up your elevator, because you have a destination, and then some people might come in when they get on like your floor, and then you keep going up and up and up as you raise your consciousness, as you go for your dream life, and then people get off at their floor, so you can't take everybody with you.
It's all love, guys. We're about to arrive at this beautiful farm wherever we're going, and we're gonna see if we can get some footage for you guys. Dominoes, should we get some Dominoes? Woo! Fuck no. Yo, look at this man. Bro, roll down the window, record this guy. Record this guy. Keep putting in the work, bro. Put in the work. Yo, whenever I see someone running on the side of the road, I immediately always roll down the window and I scream and cheer them on. Like 1 out of 100 people give me like a thumbs up. Everyone else probably just like thinks I'm crazy. But yo, dude, that takes a lot of effort. Like, who the fuck wants to get out, especially in this Houston heat? Bro, it's like 101 right now. That man's getting after it. He's hungry. We just attracted that motherfucker. Look at that. We attracted that motherfucker.
Dude, he just spawned in from nowhere.
Bro said, boop. Bro said, chasing your dreams, boop. Side quest alert. We got no clue.
Let's go to the left.
Let's see.
You park, I'm gonna close the gate.
10-4.
seasons. So sometimes there's tomatoes, sometimes there's a season for zucchini. It's not that they're always there yet.
This place doesn't even feel real.
These are peppers, like sriracha peppers.
Ooh.
There's like purple everywhere. This is the okra.
Okay. You fuck with sushi?
Sushi, one of my favorite foods ever. Let's get it going. YouTube! We are officially one day out. One day out, can you believe that? We are on our way to Walmart right now. We need to get a few things. The squad needs water. We need everyone to stay properly hydrated because it's very important.
It's hot out.
It's hot out. Texas is hot, y'all. So we're gonna get that. I need to get sandals, the cheapest pair possible, because they're gonna get ruined. I need to get bed sheets. Bed sheets are very important because of the tan. I need to get hair gel. That's about it. We're at the Walmart. Yo, said it before, but I'll say it again. Walmart is a little bit haram. We need to get it to halal. And to offset that, you counter it out with the swag and the drip. You know we had to get the drip. Fuck! We're all good now. Spray tan area. Boy's got a sock on. Whatever, it's about to get freaky. It's all good.
Alright, what's your thoughts?
Wasn't too bad. Definitely a little weird, but just gotta have that confidence. You know? You got that confidence, it's all good. Bunch of naked men. It's all good, we're just brothers here.
Well, you're used to that.
I'm used to that. You know my friend groups, you know that this is not abnormal at all. My friends are some interesting men to say the least. So I just got done tanning. I think the squad's gonna get in and out soon, so for that, and see you guys then. Alright, we're just gonna chronological order, everything that we said. Just gonna go with it. Alrighty, YouTube, what is up? Here with the brother, Mr. Blank Ages, and we have a little story time for you guys. I know that you guys have been anticipating the show day, how to go, but before we get into that, we do have a little story time in relation to this day of the video in particular that we want to discuss and share with you guys. This is something that I held off on for a little bit. We're gonna backtrack a little bit. We flew out to Houston and everything was going good with my body. Wasn't holding too much water. My lines were there. I was looking pretty sharp, you know. Jordan can attest, he saw every check-in. I was looking good. A couple days go by and I start noticing that I'm gaining a little bit of weight and my body is immensely holding on to water. And this is expected because when you do travel and when you do fly, that's what happens. And there are natural diuretics that you take and do to suppress that. I was taking vitamin C, I was doing Epsom salt baths, but it just seemed like the water was not pulling off. That's very stressful and strenuous when you're so close to your competition day that you've worked so hard for. So that was for about 3 days and I just was not resonating with it at all. I was not telling my team because I am a big believer in if you give something power, it's just going to persist. But I was resisting it. So,
And we could tell you were pretty stressed.
definitely.
Like walking around the house or like running around the house and just a little bit frantic and just not in the best mood or the most friendly mood. And we all kind of noticed it, but I didn't want to say anything because same thing. I didn't want to give it powder. I'm like, all right, this will pass.
It's energy, right? Like, they can definitely tell, because that's not how I am. That's not who I am as a person. But when you get so close to the show day, it is so stressful as it is, because you have to be so meticulous with every single thing that you do. I was sending check-ins 3 to 4 times a day with my coach. We were constantly changing food. So just imagine, on top of that, your body not responding the way that it should be responding when you're like 3 days out. So that was like the first 3 days. I was slightly stressed. And then I would say I hit the 4th day mark where I got the most stressed. I just completely cut out everything. There was a day that I'm sure you guys remember where I was just very quiet and I wasn't talking to anyone, and I was just really keeping to myself. That's when I was feeling the most stressed, because I went on the scale and I was 7 pounds heavier, and I was 2 days out. Imagine being 7 pounds heavier 2 days out. I did not know what to do at this point, and me and my coach were discussing, and I was just like, man, like, I don't know what's going on. So that full entire day, I just stayed to myself and I did not tell anyone anything, and I was just praying to God that this will pass. Honestly, I was meditating as much as possible. I locked myself in the room, was just listening to meditation music. I was literally subconsciously reprogramming my mind. Shout out to Deja Vu Terminate. I was legitimately putting myself on the vibrational level that I knew that I needed to be on, because I was not feeling my best. I forced myself to listen to the podcasts that make me feel my best. One of those podcasts is the Jay Shetty podcast with Big Sean. If you guys have not checked out that podcast, you 100% should. That's one of my favorite shows ever. This is going to come full circle, and Jordan can speak about this real quick. We know this is like a little out of order, but just stay with us. He's going to give some background here.
Yeah, so about a week before leaving to go to Houston, I brought Kyle to this Hindu temple called ISKCON, and it's in Philadelphia. It's like a 35-minute drive from us. And I spoke about this earlier in the video when we were driving, but we ended up becoming friends with a monk there. And he was saying that he has a friend in Houston, because we mentioned how we're going to Houston for his bodybuilding show. And he's like, oh, no way, I got a friend in Houston. You should definitely meet. And so in our heads, we're like, yeah, like that would be awesome. But then with the whole hectic schedule leading up to show day, we weren't really able to find like the right time to go. Mm-hmm. And I really wanted to go, but we only had one car, so like I couldn't go on my own, and also I wanted Kyle to go with me, obviously. Kyle and I, we were communicating with the guy at the farm ashram, who you guys saw earlier in the video, named Kartikeya. Kyle and I, we wanted to visit one day, and it was like the day that Kyle was really stressed, and it came to the morning, to the time where we wanted to go, but then Kyle was like, you know what, like we have too much to do today, like we can't go today. So we kind of called it off. I was just feeling like, okay, hopefully we can go after the show, just going with the flow. But I still really wanted to go, and I felt like there was something there for us. And then after that night, I had a dream. In the dream, we met Kartikeya. I had no clue what this man looked like at all. But in the dream, like I imagined what he looked like, and Kyle was there with me at the farm. And the most important part of the dream was that I felt like it lifted up a burden off of Kyle, because he really needed it at the time. I knew this would be like a good spiritual reset to ground him. And in the dream, that was just like the overall experience that we shared together. And then here was, this is really crazy. So we both woke up at like the same time. And then we both were walking into the bathroom at the same time. And this is right after I had that dream. And we looked at each other in the eyes and we're like, holy shit. Like we didn't even say a word, we were just like, holy shit. And then he had some deja vu. I was about to tell him about the dream. And like we thought we experienced the same thing. And like even though we experienced like slightly different things, like we both just looked each other in the eyes and were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like just crazy energy.
Yeah.
And so then I told him about the dream I had. He was like, yo, we have to hit him up and we have to go now. That's when we got in the car and we filmed us going.
Can you?
All right. So listen.
Yo.
All right. So this is like a side quest, right? Like a Skyrim side quest.
This was a Skyrim side quest. Like I'm sure you guys like, if you want to pause and go back and just like see go back right now and
view the footage from the beginning of the video, this was a video game IRL. It was wild, but Jordan has to tell you this because it was so funny.
So first of all, we're trying to find the gate, and we like missed a GPS turn. We have to turn back around and find where the parking is, and then I have to call a number to open up the gate.
Bro, it took us in the middle of nowhere, middle of the woods. We literally had no clue where to go. We showed up to this place with this huge gate. We're just like, bro, how the are we gonna get in here?
And also, I only let Kartikea know that we're coming like 3 minutes before we actually show, because like so much was going on that day that I forgot to text him like when we're actually like leaving to go to him. So,
it was like he texted you 3 hours or 4 hours prior and was like, yeah, you could come at this time
at 10:30.
Yeah, and then Jordan randomly texted him at like 10:15 and was like, we're 5 minutes away. Out of nowhere. Didn't even like confirm, no nothing. Was just like, hey, we're like 5 minutes away.
Yeah, so we were just in it, right? We were just in it.
Yeah.
We park, and then we get out of the car, and a farmer comes up to us, and I have no idea who this guy is, but he comes up to us, and he's like, hey, if you guys want to help out at the farm, you could go over there and start helping those farmers, like, pull the weeds or stuff.
And we're like, yo, what the
We're like, we didn't come here to farm. And then he's like about to walk away. I'm like, wait, hold on, we're here for Kartikea. And he's like, oh, Kartikea.
Yo.
You should have said that.
He was like, oh, Kartikea.
Like his demeanor just changed, and we're like, wow, we're about to meet some very special, important person right now. And then so he takes us into the ashram house, which is where the prayer room with the deities are,
which you guys saw.
He takes us through a kitchen, and then from that kitchen into another room, and he's like, okay, now you go up this staircase. And see that door to the left? You're gonna knock on it, and Kartikea should be in there.
And we're like, yo, what?
And then he just leaves us. He just leaves us alone. And so like the house is very empty. There's like no sign of any life there. And we just walk up, and we're standing in this doorway, and I knock on it 3 times. No answer. And we look at each other, and I'm like, I don't know. I'll just knock again. So
we don't know. We've never met Kartikea. We have no clue what this guy looks like, and the farmer
He didn't text me back.
Yo, no, didn't text Jordan back. That's huge. So me and Jordan were in this place upstairs, on the top floor, looking at each other with no clue what to do.
So I knocked like 2 more times, no answer, and then Kyle's like, yo, we're just looking stupid in this story right now.
Yeah, we were just in a hallway, just standing here, like hoping for this door to open.
Anyways, we go downstairs, we go into the prayer room, we just start meditating and just waiting for an answer. I also called Kartikea too at the same time, and he didn't answer.
So POV, me and Jordan are like half an hour away in a place that we've never been to before. We got shown through the house by a farmer that we've never talked to ever. The guy who we're supposed to meet is not answering the phone, and we're just like sitting in a room praying, hoping that we get a response.
And also, we're supposed to be back to the Airbnb at a certain time too. We didn't have much time to spend there, so
not at all.
We were just like, what is going on right now? Like, we're just in this scene. Then when we're meditating, Kartikea, he texted me back. He's like, come outside to the backyard, to the wooden fence.
We're like, oh, thank you, God.
And we're like, yeah. So
then we go out back, and I don't know how else more to describe it other than just saying I immediately just felt a breath of fresh air and just so much clean energy just take over and just rejuvenate throughout my entire body. Like literally just being in the presence of Kartikea, and then being in the presence of the beautiful backyard that me and Jordan both felt like we have been there before many times. It was just so refreshing. So then Kartikea is showing us around. Everything just starts changing. Like the sun starts coming out more. You just start hearing the birds chirping more. There was little kids that were smiling at us so friendly.
Yeah.
There was ladies that were smiling at us so friendly.
It's just very, very dreamlike.
The paradigm just really started shifting right before our eyes. And we just went with the flow. We fed the cows carrots, and we were hugging them and giving them love. And then we were talking to Kartikea, and it's so fascinating because now we can come back to the Jay Shetty podcast. He literally brought up Jay Shetty and was like, do you guys know who Jay Shetty is? Like, have you ever listened to his podcast? And I was just like, I was just listening to his podcast.
The day before.
Together, yes. And then on the way there as well, me and Jordan were listening to the podcast as well. And That's not a coincidence.
Yeah, and he met Jay Shetty's guru too.
Yes, and he met Jay Shetty's guru. Wow, this is all really coming full circle. Like at first in life, things don't necessarily make sense, but after they happen, it's like a puzzle piece. You can start connecting the dots. You're like, oh my goodness, that's why we went to the temple in Jersey, and that's why Brihat said that there was a temple in Texas. Like it's almost like it was destiny that like the universe knew that I was going to experience all of this stress with my body, and that we needed to go to the temple in Texas that was coincidentally 23 minutes, like we talked about earlier in the video, 23 minutes from our Airbnb, and 23 is Jordan and I's number.
And after we like said goodbye to Kartikeya, like Kyle, his spirits were lifted, just like how I had the dream the night before.
Yeah.
And everything that happened in my dream, even though like it wasn't like exactly the same pictures, the feeling, the overall experience was the same, where I imagined Kyle lifting that weight off his shoulders.
Yeah, at the end when we were saying our goodbyes to Kartikeya, I gave him just like the biggest hug, and I started crying because I truthfully felt all of the stress leave my body. It was one of the most beautiful moments ever, because the power of prayer is so real and it's so powerful, and the prayer that Kartikeya gave me when we were hugging and saying our goodbyes, like I knew that he was telling the bad energy like that it no longer exists in this world for me, and that it's time to go, and that we're gonna take something away from this and change it for the better. As soon as Jordan and I left that place, the entire day started changing. My
vibes were high.
The vibes just went up so much. My body started responding so well out of nowhere, and I'm not making this stuff up. You guys know Jordan and I are honest men, and we do not lie. We do not say anything false to just accumulate views. This is all real from experience. Like my body started transforming and responding to the food, the water, everything perfectly.
And also, coincidentally, it turns out Kartikeya was visiting Philly like 2 weeks after we visited Houston. You know, what are the odds of that? Like him coming back to Philly like right after we see him. He's coming back to our place now, you know?
Absolutely wild story. And that pretty much wraps it up. Like, to conclude, after that experience, my body did a complete 360. Show day happened, and I looked the best that I ever looked. And it all changed in one day. One day. And that's why the thumbnail, that's why this video, legitimately, I got blessed from a monk, and I don't know what else more to say.
Yeah, we had to put this part in the video because it wouldn't do the video justice. We weren't planning to do this first, but then we talked about it, and this just makes the most sense because this is like the impact that the experience had with both of us.
Yep. I know we're just at home in Jersey right now, but soon this is just how it's gonna be.
It's like a podcast.
I know, very soon this is just how it's gonna be on the regular. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I want to give a special huge thanks to my brother Blank Ages. This guy has been crushing the edits for me. I have not been editing my videos. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting saying how incredible these videos are. They look like a movie. It's this guy right here. This is what it's all about. You know, find a friend, find a brother, someone that you trust, and form the mastermind together. You know, if two people share one vision, it just elevates the process that much. And me and Blank Ages are big believers in that's why we have been able to achieve the success at the rate that we have been, because we're constantly manifesting for each other every single day. Like, I'm always secretly plotting behind this motherfucker's back as much success as possible for him. Always. So yeah, you have anything else to say?
Just have faith. Have faith that things are going to work out. See the signs, because the signs are all around us. You might get the signs in a dream like I did, but don't just let it go to waste. Don't let it go to waste.
Stay tuned for the infamous show day, which will be dropping soon. Hope you guys have the best day ever. We're on a winning streak, baby. Aesthetic Mind, out.
Peace. Let's go. Dude, that was so good. 22 minutes.